Happy Thursday. Oh, that was a little fast. Happy Thursday, everybody. How about that? A little better. Thursday, I am working on 1 hour of sleep. Was a guest last night on the Big Gay Radio Show at WMNR. Mary, Nancy, Rhonda, 88.5, the NPR station here in Tampa Bay. 1-888-88 Yergs. Give us a call and let me know if you saw my big appearance. I was with Keith. What is his last name? Keith. Oh, well, there we are there. Where was it? Yeah, I'm getting issues with some of the music. Somebody's trying to claim their ownership of the rights, which is all the stuff that we play here is either mine or stuff that I got on royalty-free pages or sites. And I can't find the oh well. Funny Comedian is going to be in Tampa on, I think it's the 8th and the 15th. I definitely want to get into have a look at that. He's actually recording shows on both of those dates. One album on 2 locations. He's just going to wear the same clothing and just not get too much of the audience because they're going to be a little different. But I really wish I had his name handy. I feel bad now. We'll make sure it's in the show notes. You can get them at yergs.com. 99.1 WDJY. Got to put the earpiece in too to check out everything. Day 3 last night, night 3, however you're counting it, of the Democratic National Convention. The second of my 2 old protectees spoke last night. That's Bill. And another, I think he's a great speaker. Yeah. And I think that dude has seen and just is a wealth of intelligent information. All right, so we're working on Yerg's Radio. That's always positive. We tried, I couldn't get on. Yeah, they got something else playing on the London station. That really bugs me because I tried getting on that. It wouldn't let us on. Yeah, we have to look into that. And of course, yeah, that's key. We're on America One Radio. That's working good. WDJY, our big FM station. There we go. Oh, it just jumped. So, good deal. Everything's working except for one. We don't like that. I can see all of our videos are working. If you're looking at me on video, I'm looking up, and I was just on my usual 8 a.m. call for creative people, and they were goofing on me because it looks like I'm looking up at the ceiling, but I've got the same 4 monitors I've always had, or in recent weeks, months, I've always had. But Tuesday, a couple of new toys arrived. this microphone, for one, and the shock mount that it hangs from, and two incredibly sturdy monitor mounts. And now all four of my monitors are, instead of side by side with one kind of hanging off the edge of the desk in a portrait, they're now, it looks like Hollywood squares, except instead of 9, we got 4 blocks. There's no center square. I'm the center square. You're the center square. And one of the things we're working on, let's just go through the whole thing here. Gotta get rid of these and replace that with the actual news for today. I'm just looking at my show notes. Hang out to the end, gang. Today's morning motivation will be Gary Vaynerchuk. I misspelled his name. There's no C on the end. It's just the K. Of course, they don't like that one either. Oh, that's why. They don't have it on this one. Yeah, one of my, I think FlowSend has a correct spelling programmed into it. But basically, for the morning motivation, we're going to talk about faking it till you make it. When that's good, when that's bad. That's a little much. But first, Pierre's pot. Get that graphic up there. I spent all of 10 minutes making that. Pierre's pot. Today, we're 2 days late for this. My bad. And I should know this one. Because like I said, and he should have, Hillary spoke 2 days ago, I think. Wasn't she Monday? God, this whole party concept that they're doing is actually making me black out. Bill Clinton, 42nd president, only recent president, actually only the president, with the exception recently of Biden, who did some gun legislation, only president to actually do a crime bill, even though his predecessor started the war on drugs that we lost miserably and we're still losing miserably. Only one to balance a budget in modern day. And he spoke last night. He's now 78 years of age, born on August 19th, 78 years ago. Today, the Pierre's pot, the toast of the morning sauce, is in your direction, Bill Clinton. Well said last night, and well done for the past 78 years. There's been bumps. We all know that. We've all had them. But you got through with it. I've watched Bill and Hillary walk through some of the back roads of Chappaqua and other small areas. No crowd, no vehicular traffic, no pedestrian traffic, no media, no photo op. And there they are, just walking and holding hands. Why? Because they've been through a lot of crap. They've been through it. They made it through it. They still love each other. I think that's amazing. Joe Biden was married to a woman, father of his older kids. They're all adults now, but the first batch, Bo and Hunter. And I think Ashley is Jill's. But as you know that story, terrible car accident. There was another daughter. She died in the car accident. That also took his wife. He pledged remained single. And it wasn't until a little bit later when Bo, rest in peace, and Hunter kind of pushed him to date Jill. And they've been married ever since. And then along came Ashley. But Donald Trump is our candidate for family values. Bill Clinton balances a budget. Joe Biden, and now we're saying Biden Harris because she's the one running for president, so we've either got to give her credit or give her blame, have literally the best economy, not only in the world, but have actually grown that economy to the best in history. Now, Bill gave a stat, and I don't know the source for that. My source is his speech last night. He says he double checked this because he couldn't get over how earth shattering it was. I don't know remember what he just said. He double checked it. 51 million jobs created. I forget how far back it went, but we'll say modern times. I'll look this up. Because, like I said, I've been up. I've got 1 hour of sleep. I got home at 4:00 last night after the big gay radio show. I fell asleep about 4:30 after rubbing Matrix's ears for about 20 minutes. And at 5:30, he woke me up with like this gagging cough that he sometimes does when he's got to go to the bathroom. So I tried to get him out. I tried to calm him down. He just had that nausea and discomfort. So that was 5:30, and I've been up ever since. But 51 million jobs created. And again, I'll say in modern times, I think since maybe it was World War II, let's see if we can quickly Google it in the interest of time. Column, Bill Clinton and the wide gap in job gains by presidential party. Claim since 1989. So with me, 90, so basically since I've been out of high school and looking for a job, since 1989, and a new age of globalization, 51 million jobs have been created in America. Let's open that tab, see what that one says. That's PolitiFact. I don't want to play videos on it. TikTok. Yeah, I already lost a friend over that argument. Yeah, I want to see like if there's some sort of fact checking, not just the story that he gave it. I'm sure they'll have it in it, but Yahoo screws it up again. Trump says he saved. Oh, Trump. Okay. I'm just seeing the 51 million jobs in pandemic. Trump says he saved 51 million jobs in pandemic. That's probably not. Yeah. Oh, this is back in 2020. Yahoo put it out again in 2024 back in May, but he first said it, according to Reuters, August of 4 years ago, 27. All right, well, let's go to this PolitiFact article. Since 1989, and a new age of globalization began. 51 million jobs have been created in America. He said actually 50. This is quoting 49 million. 96% have been created under Democratic presidents. But Trump is your man for the economy. See the sources for this fact check. Are we rating this accurate? A longer look, going back 72 years, finds a smaller discrepancy, but that's not the time frame we were talking about. But the Democratic edge is still better than 2-1 if we essentially double the amount of years. Policies have played a role in job creation, but so have timing and events beyond any president's control. Yeah, okay, I get that. But 50 million to 1 million? More than 2-1? There's got to be at least a little bit of skill there. Are Democratic presidents better creating jobs or driving the economy? Democrats have been making this argument for more than 14 years to Republican chagrin. Former President Bill Clinton, famously ticked off the job score, favoring Democratic presidents in his 2012 Democratic National Convention speech. I guess we got an update last night. We caught the latest iteration on Twitter in the post by Simon Rosenberg. And again, this guy's a Democratic strategist, so take it for what it's worth, but we'll see what citation we have here. Since 1989, and a new age of globalization began, this is that quote again, 51 million jobs have been created in America, 49 million, 96%, have been created under Democratic presidents. Essentially, all of them over 35 years. So under the Bushes and Trump, 1.9 million. Under Obama, Clinton, and Biden, 48.7 million. I mean, that's not even close. Yeah, I get it. The talking point still has merit, but it ignores caveats around divided governance and lucky timing. Yeah, but I mean, come on. 48 and change, 49 million to almost 2 million. Okay, so this has some value. The official source of employment numbers tabulated by the Federal Bureau of Labor Statistics shows the number of jobs created since 1989 under Republican presidents George H.W. Bush, George W. Bush, and Donald Trump, and Democratic presidents Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and Joe Biden, to be 50.6 million. Of that number, 97.4% were created under Clinton, Obama, and Biden. This political scientist and statistician, Simon Rosenberg, told PolitiFact that he used numbers starting in February of a new president's term. PolitiFact started in January. The difference is minor. Why February? Because he's inaugurated at the end of January. Nothing's going to happen relevant or substantial. Nothing's going to happen that's substantial in that week between the inauguration and February 1st. So for tabulation purposes, this the stat guy is just going total for February through the following January. And then when there's a piece out, that following January of the odd year after the even year election is the last one for that president. Next month begins a new administration. And they're reporting a minimal difference. But I mean, going back to World War II, Eisenhower and Kennedy were almost virtually tied. Kennedy, little bit ahead, both under 4 million. Johnson comes in, hits over 12 million. So now Dems are up to about 16. Nixon and Ford come in. Nixon does just under 8, and Ford's just under 4 million. Carter comes in, hits at about, like 10 and a half million. Reagan did it. He broke 16 million. HW couldn't break 4. Hit around 3 million. Clinton came in roughly 23 million jobs. And this goes in increments of 4, so I'm doing some guessing. Bush, right around 1.3 or 4. 1.3 or 4, even up until that point, his dad was the worst one. Both less than 4 million. Obama comes in just shy of 12 million. Trump, the only one that is negative, judging by the size of the bar representing him and the space, I'm going to say 2.5 to 3 million jobs lost. I feel for you, Donnie. You think you're doing good. And then Biden, in 3.5 years, is in second place behind Clinton with about 15.5 million jobs. That's just phenomenal. And I guess if they go back as far as Reagan, 89 would be Bush Sr. But even if they went back as far as Reagan, Trump's numbers would pretty much equal out HW's. So you'd have Reagan's 16 million and change, and Bush W's 1.5, so 17.6 from Reagan till today. Yet the economy is a Dem's fault. I just don't. That's why I put that commercial out. You'll hear it later. If you're a Trump supporter, I really want to hear from you. I just want to sit and talk. I do have, excuse me, I do have set questions, but I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to try to talk you into vote for Kamala. I just want to know, what are you thinking? What is it that makes you say, yeah, a 3-time adulterer from 3 marriages who's paid off probably multiple porn stars, let's be honest. We're just probably scratching. He is your candidate for family values. Someone who's, I had a guy who's actually, it was during our pre-meeting interview. Guy met on Podmatch. He's going to come on. He's a Trump supporter, successful business person, has been most of his adult life, Okay, good. And we had a good discussion yesterday. I just think he's bat poopy. Let's see if I can remember his name through my calendar. Yeah, it was on here. It was yesterday. Yeah, it should be in here. So, today's toast to Bill Clinton and really the Dems, but a happy belated to Eagle as we know him. I had to just stop what I was trying to do there a second ago because I'm getting to that sleepy drunk phase when you're so fatigued you don't even know what you're doing. I'm like, okay, we're about halfway there. I'll go take a nap after this. Let's just get through it without pissing in too many people's Cheerios. 11:29. That is today's pot or Pierre's pot. 11:29. 99.1 WDJY and the Mastiff Media Network. We're trying to get the UG back, friends in London, see what's going on there. But till then, we'll be back after these words.
Smell nasty. Do you want to freshen it up a little bit? Go to aromabypeter.com. Check out all of Peter's candles. It's what we burn here in Studio Yerg's. I'm burning right now leather scented candle. That's right, leather scented. So go to aromabypeter.com/Yerg's and check out his candles today.
I'm Jane Stahl, retired English teacher, and with my BFF, Susan Bebeck, we manage Studio B Fine Art Gallery in Boyertown, Pennsylvania. We showcase the art of hundreds of local artists, publish books of the poetry, prose, and art of local writers, offer classes, art parties, workshops, discussion groups, cater dinners. We've even hosted a wedding. And we're here to be the go-to place for friendship, learning, and fun in our community. Virtual tours of our exhibits are available right here on Yerg's Radio. Let us introduce you to some amazing art and artists.
Check out Jane Stahl and everyone at Studio B in Boyertown, Pennsylvania. Please visit our YouTube channel, Talk TV 24. How's your website doing? I'll tell you how mine's doing. It's awesome. Yergs.com is gotta be the best website for anybody in podcasting or any sort of broadcast solo journalist like me. How did I get that? Limit Break Digital. Limit Break Digital did my website with Yergs.com. They did YergerGroup.com. They take care of my marketing, my branding, and help me get the message out to you. Go to limitbreakdigital.com/Yergs for 10% off your next project. That's a $3,000 site, Yergs.com. And you can get 10% off that by just going to limitbreakdigital.com/Yergs today. Talk to Jay. That's my guy. We all got a guy, and Jay's mine. limitbreakdigital.com. Hey gang, it's Yergs. Right now, our country is about to embark on yet another controversial presidential election. I have an actual question, legitimate question, as a political scientist and historian by education. If you are a Trump supporter, I want to hear from you. I want to know what your appeal to Donald Trump is at this time. Please email me news, N-E-W-Z, at yergs.com. News, N-E-W-Z, at yergz.com. Thanks. Participants must be willing to provide their contact information, answer a series of questions, and then have their first name broadcast over the radio and social media relevant to Up the Middle.
Oh, I was just thinking back to before the commercial when I got to talk about something. I don't even know what. Some tangent on Bill. Anyway, bring this up just a little bit. There we go. So tell me something. Is your neighborhood flooded with gyms? I mean, the ones that no one goes to? Are you tired of the same old, unsuccessful training habits? Build your momentum with Momentum Fitness and Wellness Center, formerly Monster Mouse Fitness. Momentum Fitness and Wellness Center on US 19 in Port Richey offers the same self-sufficient 24-hour availability that they did with as Monster Mouse, coupled with new services, amenities, increased space, indoors and out. Visit with expert trainers. Let them show you the modern facilities and help you be part of an inclusive community regardless of your fitness and experience level. Mine have deteriorated, I don't mind saying. That's why I'm going back. That's where I started. It's the only place I've been to since I've been here in Tampa, and that's it. So check out the new sauna, cold plunge tub, recovery rooms, as well as upgraded and improved equipment. Hey, look, you know my roles, right? I go to my sponsors, and of course I support them, or they don't sponsor, or I don't accept them, or whatever. So, Monster Mouse, Momentum Fitness, and Wellness Center. They've got that been going for so long. It's still Monster Mouse to me. But go in, tell Anthony, that's the owner. Tell Anthony that Jurg sent you, and get or keep that Hernando Beach body. Go to MomentumFitnessAndWellness.com or stop in there today. Stop waiting. Stop dragging your ass. I know. I did it too. I had more than a year. PTSD sucks. So I'm getting back in. I'm back in now. I've been in a couple days. And already, yeah, I'm looking a little better, but I'm definitely feeling much better. Momentum, fitness, and wellness. Oh, where's another video? There we go.
Do you have a podcast? Of course you do. It's probably one of the reasons why you listen to us. Well, I got something for you. Flowsend.ai. All you do is take your pre-recorded data, click, drag, and drop right into the inbox for Flowsend AI. Click a button, and out comes everything that you're going to need. From the transcript to content, such as keywords, titles for your episode, the timeline, posts for LinkedIn, posts for Twitter, Instagram, other smaller platforms, all the things that it takes you hours to do in literally minutes. So go to flowsend.ai. Tell them Jurg sent you and get your subscription today. Worth every penny. Flowsend.ai.
All right. So, morning motivation, while we still got some morning left. Today, going to be Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't think it's not spelled on there. I misspelled it in some of the metadata. So, move them over there. A little bigger. If people spend as much time working on their craft as they did convincing people where they are, quote unquote, going, they'd be much further along. Gang, I have always been a proponent of fake it till you make it. I mean, look at us now. Am I on like a big radio station? Little old NPR station here in Tampa, bigger audience than I got. And I'm climbing and I'll get there. But it's not about pretending that I'm a big deal. It's about being that big deal until you are a big deal. But by the same token, I don't run around telling people how awesome I am. I tell them I'm learning. I tell them that, we're tweaking different things and developing a better format, which I think we're closing in on. I don't say that. Well, actually, last night I did say this. I don't particularly say that I'm the Howard Stern of politics. I've been called that. I've got some neighbors and other people that reminded me that I don't hold back. I'm like, were you expecting me to? This is probably the last ditch effort for us as a country to sit down and have the conversations we should have been having 9 years ago. But because mom and dad, and literally in my case, don't want drama at the Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner table, we're not allowed to talk politics. We're not allowed to have the conversations that we should be having. I've got 2 cousins. This past April, it was a year since they last spoke. April, May, something like that. Because they were at a picnic at their dad's house, my godfather. And my one cousin and his wife, my other cousin and her husband, got into a woke versus MAGA moment. And they haven't talked since. That's almost a year and a half. I've got 2 brothers. If you want to get a piece of them, you got to go through me. But I'll tell you, it's getting tougher and tougher. One of those 2 brothers has a spouse who, like me, is in federal government and is kind of, as a result, like me, was in a certain place of privilege. What we mean by that is that I would not know that information had I not been a Secret Service agent. Some of it I would have. And I've already made that argument in the affirmative. But there's clearly information I've learned because I'm 10 feet away. That's not cool. Dan Bongino, are you listening? Dude wasn't out of the White House right before he was on Fox News, mother effing the Obamas. Not cool. So I don't go saying I'm some big deal. I know that I'm learning. I know that I'm growing. I just saw a number of viewers on the video side jump, so that's good. But basically what he's saying here, stop talking a good game. Play the good game. And actually, there's another one where that's exactly what he says. That I forget how it something about like being in the roses or some crap like that. I don't know. Oh, I don't want to do that. Yeah. All right. So, and there's actually, he's got another quote that we'll say for another day where he talks about what's the roses. When you say that, when you refer to that, you're talking about what has been the prime things of life. Okay, I'll get my hands out of the camera so you can see me. And he said there shouldn't be like some end game or end result. Okay, I'm there. I can slack off now. The whole process has to be part of being in the rose stand or whatever that is at a horse jockey race. Your life has to be the roses, and this is just another kind of sort of close. Vaynerchuk. We'll do that one in depth another time. But yeah, if you'd stop telling people how awesome you are and work on being awesome, you'd be awesome. Coming up in the next couple of weeks, yesterday we had Rain Reitnauer from Berks County, Pennsylvania. She's running for the state legislature, state assembly. I thought that Pennsylvania was one that, copied it, recently changed it to copy it right off of the U.S. Constitution, House, Senate. But no, it's still the assembly and the Senate. There was another one, and that's who I was apparently thinking of. It may be Virginia. I don't know. But one that did just recently make that change from assembly, or again, with no disrespect to that state, whatever they were calling it, is now the Senate and the House. Just like Big Brother, which of course we don't have. She's running for the assembly in what's part of which is my home area of Pennsylvania. She was on yesterday. You can see that at yergs.com because it's one of the. Actually, I don't know if you can. I don't know. There's a YouTube feature on yergs.com where if you click the tab to be able to watch, there's a YouTube feature where it has yesterday's or whatever time frame, the most recent video, and then 3 other columns, 5 deep, of the most 15 recent videos. And I don't think that a live video that is then saved to your YouTube account is saved to the page, to the channel. So we'll get it there. But yeah, I see now, because apparently he's tried comedy also, and that's Chris from WMNR. I just kind of felt like I shouldn't have been there because Jeff has 2 gigs coming up. I'm here every day. I can come back. But yeah, so doing the drunk rambling again right now. I feel we got like 14 minutes. Did Pierre's pot. We've discussed that working on your craft is good, but you aren't convincing people you're where you think you are, a lot further ahead. So, all right, I got to take one more break, and we're going to wrap up for the day. I'm going to go take a nap, probably get some lunch, make a sandwich or something, if I can stay awake that long. 99.1 WDJY, Yergs Radio, rather, and the Mastiff Media Network. We'll be back after this. Maybe.
talking about retribution.
Retribution and going after people is disrespect of our military.
The military people that he's disgraced.
91
criminal felonies.
4 different indictments.
He mishandled classified documents.
Taking documents.
Now his desire to do away with NATO.
Donald Trump talks about abandoning Ukraine.
He said he'll be a dictator on day one.
If he's going to be a dictator on day one, he's going to be a dictator, period.
That kind of stuff scares me.
Absolutely scares me.
The second Trump term would be worse than the first.
A second term for Trump would be far more extreme.
It is dangerous, outright dangerous.
I cannot support Donald Trump again.
I'd never vote for him again.
He'll never get my vote, ever, ever.
From iHeart Podcasts.
What the hell is going on in here?
Everyone has their limits.
I'd never confronted a situation like this.
The numbers were being inflated and lied about and conflated.
I just thought it was just a really terrible, immoral thing for him to do.
A line they won't cross.
I was stunned, and I just said to him, no.
We're killing people. What exactly are we doing here?
I remember him saying, in this 007 evil villain kind of way, this is the beginning of a process.
You may never have to face that decision. When you find yourself at that line,
thoughts racing, hearts racing, emotions are all over the place.
They could be harassed, they could be imprisoned, they could be killed.
Somebody needs to just, for once, give everybody the whole truth.
I'm like, this is evil.
And the only person who can sound the alarm is you.
She folded it up, put it in her pantyhose, and walked out of the building.
Yeah, I really am the world's dumbest criminal.
These are the whistleblowers.
I wasn't just going to sit silently by.
I was told you take your questioning black self and get it on up out of my facility because you're trouble.
The message is, if you are disloyal, if you speak out, you will pay.
This is what it's like when the president decides he wants to destroy you.
Bad things are going to happen to him. You're anti-American. You are a disgrace to our country. He should be prosecuted.
When power corrupts, conscience is the last line of defense.
Is it ever too late to do the right thing?
We talk about institutions, but they're really about individual people.
The responsibility drops in everybody's lap.
I'm Miles Taylor. The Whistleblowers premieres Thursday, July 13th on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Check out Miles Taylor and the Whistleblowers. I've referenced that plenty of times throughout Up the Middle, Both Sides Now, and Yerg's Tonight. He does an excellent job telling the stories of various people who blew the whistle on the Trump administration and their reasons why, personal and professional, as well as the consequences that these people paid to get the truth to the public. Check out the Whistleblowers on Apple, iHeart, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. The July date that he mentioned is from 2023, and season 1 is complete. It's excellent, and it's still very relevant, probably now more than ever. So I certainly recommend that you give it a look. See you again.
All right. Let's get my face back on here. Not that I really want to. Oh, my ass is kicked. 99.1 WDJY. We'll figure out what's going on with our London station. We'll get that back for tomorrow, I hope. America One Radio, also in Atlanta. What else? RainbowRadio.gay. YergsRadio.com. And the UG.media is the one we're having problems with for today, plus all our social media and the rest of the Mastiff Media Network. 888-88-YERGS. Still got some time to call and talk with us. I did have... There was some news. I can find it. Yeah, here we go. Oh, that's the job thing. Here is... Yeah, so one of the things I learned last night, they did some news there as well. And I'm not sure that this is the actual basically two. This isn't the one I was looking for, but this is important as well. Two school board candidates who have DeSantos's backing. And for those of you that don't remember, Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, is on this book banning, Bible thumping, hell bent to help the right kick. Like that's okay. Like, and you know what? It is. But when you lose, stand up and say you lost. Don't. I mean, Trump is already. What does it tell you when he's already expecting to lose and is preparing the Stop the Steal speeches again? I think it was Clinton. Somebody made a really good point, analogy. And that is with regards to a second Trump administration. How many movies do you know? And this guy's clearly an actor. How many movies do you know where the sequel was better? Maybe one of them was a little less corny than the other. And I'm thinking about Rocky. But to have a sequel better than the original, you've seen it already. You know it's going to happen to a degree. And his point, it was that, I think it was Clinton that made this, but whatever speaker it was that made that statement, yeah, time to move on, Donnie. Coming up later this week, we're going to go back with Pennsylvania. We're going to talk with Rain next week or week after again. We've also tried to get David Maloney, her opponent, her Republican, and as far as I know, MAGA Republican opponent. Because why not? Dave Maloney, we're trying to get him on. We've called 2 or 3 times. It's documented in my notes. I don't have it in front of me now, but we've called 2 or 3 times. I keep getting told he'll get back to us. He's in Harrisburg right now, our state capital. I'm constantly being told he'll get back to us. Haven't heard. So I decided with Rain, that, look, let's do an interview and we'll make it a series. And we can both forward them to his staff's email, whatever email we can get. And I'll call again and I'll say, look, we wanted to get you both in for a debate. Questions ahead of time, questions not ahead of time, I don't care. But the new carpets we have anyway, or the new rugs we have anyway. Yeah. Oh, God, it's happening again. I just want to go to bed. Why was I talking about carpets? I just totally brain farted. I can't wait to watch this later. I'm going to laugh so hard. I'm going to have a couple of drinks and just watch me in fatigue, drunkenness. Oh, this is the hell. I can't wait till I get a morning show because I'm actually putting in for one of those. And all the stations I'm working with are wanting to jump with me to 6 to 9 or something like that. Why was I talking about rugs? It was in my bedroom where I should probably be. Do I have a listener? Do I have a listener? Somebody telling us? Somebody telling us? No. Just another Facebook. This is actually Brian Hinkson, the one co-host from last night. Just telling him I'm falling asleep at the mic. It's kind of like when you're rolling Molly. You get what's called Molly speak. You have no idea what you're saying because you want to pass out, but you're still talking anyway. You actually get to like mumbling, and when you're there with your partner and he or she catches you, they start laughing, but then 5 minutes later they're doing the same thing. Already, he says, get the coffee brewing. Already finished a pot. Yeah, we're doing all right. He says, so we're done in 2 minutes, so that's nice. But yeah, so Maloney, I think, is where I was going with that. I don't know why maybe I call him on the carpet. I don't know. But as we say in government, efforts to get him on the air have met with negative results. I'm also doing that here in Pasco, Hernando, and Pinellas County, where I want to get candidates in now that the primaries were over. They were Tuesday. I don't know what you're going to decide in an August primary when the Republican convention already happened. And now the Democratic convention is happening as we vote. What are the delegates saying? They don't know yet. So, anyway, we're doing the same thing with county commissioners. This Keith or Kevin, I got to find that post so that I can get his name and get a message to him today. He's got a bunch, as does Chris, some state level political folks here in Florida. Count on having them in soon. And yeah, that's everything. I think we're there. It is time to go. 99.1 WDJY. We'll see you again tomorrow, everybody. Hey, turn the volume up.